Hi Dad, I thought I would make a video for you showing feeding the sourdough starter and also how to discard some of the starter to make room for the feeding. So here is my starter jar. This is actually from when we were there at Chris's. Exactly how much I had in it back then. I haven't fed it since. And so now it's Monday and I'm like, I think I might want to make something, maybe get some dough started tonight so that I can bake it tomorrow. So I want to get this nice and active. And what I want to do is I want to take about, I'm eyeballing this. I think I'm going to take about half of it out. And I got a nice long spoon here. This is the jar that I keep in the fridge. This is my discard jar where I put the stuff that I need to get rid of out of my active jar. And I can use this in other recipes called discard recipes. So I'm just gonna get rid of roughly half. Just go like this into my discard jar. Oh, that looks pretty good. I'll show you about how much I have left. Maybe you can see. Kind of. It's not very much. Kind of hard to see on the side of the jar too, unless I scrape it down. Okay, so it was right here, right? And now you can see it's right there. So I took out about half. And then this guy, the discard jar, I'm just gonna put it back in my refrigerator. And usually for me, when it gets up to the top, that's when I'll make something like discard waffles, or you can even make discard bread. There's tons of stuff. All right, so now I'm gonna put it on my kitchen scale, turn it on, make sure it's zeroed out. And just like I showed you at Chris and Kim's, I'm gonna add 30 grams of flour and then 30 grams of water. That is enough to make a standard loaf of sourdough bread like what I gave you, the one with the nice ear. If I wanted to make 2 loaves, then I would double what I'm putting in here. I would do 60 grams of flour, 60 grams of water. If I was gonna make a whole bunch of recipes, I would then maybe triple that. Okay, so first up, I'm gonna start with my flour. So here's my flour. You can use all-purpose or bread flour. If you have all-purpose flour sitting around, that's a good one to feed it. You don't have to waste your really good and expensive bread flour on it. Okay, so I'm going to add until I get to 40. And we're almost there. We're at 27. All right, there we go. I already have my water here, and I'm gonna zero out. And I'm gonna put in my 30 grams of water. Because I want this to rise and be ready for me later this afternoon, early evening, I actually am using warm water because heat makes it grow faster. All right, so here we go. Putting my warm water in. Oh, almost, just a little bit more. There we go, I'm at 3. All right, and now I'll go ahead and turn off my scale and get rid of that. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix it with the stuff that was left in the jar. It doesn't have to be perfectly mixed, but I like to try to make sure that all the flour is mixed in, even though there can be some lumps, if that makes sense. No big deal. And then remember, it's kind of like cake batter. It's not going to be that runny. Not going to be quite as runny as pancake batter. A little bit less. Okay, and then you can use a spatula to scrape down the sides, scrape off my spoon here. And just remember, you gotta wash this right away. Scrape off as much as you can. You do not want it going in your pipes. I usually have some hot water sitting off to the side that I put it in while I finish cleaning up here. So, all right, I'm gonna scrape around the sides of my jar. keep it nice and tidy, and this will also allow me to see how much it has grown. Okay, there we go. It's looking a little better. And I'm going to use my finger to scrape off the rest of that. And scrape it off my finger, drop it in there. This is going to go in my hot water. I'm going to make sure that my little band, you have a rubber band on yours, I have this guy, make sure that it's showing my correct level. It's even with where that's at. And I'm also going to rotate my feeding date to, dun, 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 we're going to go to Monday, and it's noon. Okay, I got mine set Monday at noon. Oops, get it a little bit higher. I want to have it as level as I can. And then, what did I do with my lid? Oh, there's my lid. I'm going to set my lid back on. And because my house is cold, it is only 65 degrees. So because it's so cold, I'm actually going to put this in my oven with my oven light on and put my thermometer in there with it, and it usually gets around 70 degrees with just the light on, and that will also help this grow faster. Because your house is warmer, I don't think you have to worry about that. But again, I'm just trying to get this to double, so approximately right about there, and that's when I know that it's active and ready for me to make a dough, if I would like to do that tonight, and I would like to do that tonight. So I'm gonna go pop it in my oven and get it incubating, if you will. Put it in there. I'm gonna turn on my light and get my thermometer. Forgot about that. Thermometer. Okay. Put my thermometer there and I close it. And I usually also take one of these and do that. So it's very obvious that something is in the oven in case I'm not paying attention. And I don't accidentally cook my starter thinking, oh, I'm gonna make pizza and then turn it on. So that is just a little extra insurance for me. So I hope that helps you. You should probably give your starter a little bit of food, either tonight before you go to bed, if you want to bake tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow feed it just to kind of keep it active, even if you don't plan on using it. So, but you'll discard a little bit and then add some new. My discard jar here is ready to go back in the fridge. I actually have this little tiny, kind of like a little shower cap that I put on top that you can put like a plastic baggie, saran wrap, foil, a lid, whatever you want. I just do that, and then I'm gonna pop it in my fridge. Here we go, buddy. He lives in here. That is his home. So that's it. Like I said, I use that discard in some recipes too. I will send you some recipes that are meant specifically for discard. Maybe tonight or tomorrow. Depends on how much time I have. So I hope that's helpful. I love you. Bye.